Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to AP Psychology. Mr. Gallagher here to roll into another unit of AP Psychology. This is Unit 6. Unit 6 only accounts for 7 to 9% of the AP exam. However, it's just one big long section of notes. I'm going to break it up into 3 mini lessons for you to keep it hopefully under 10 minutes or less, like I always try and do. All right, so developmental psychology, I call it womb to tomb. Conception to death. All right, funny little video. This little girl pokes this little boy, and she says, "Oh, you poked my heart." All right, so developmental psychology, it studies physical, cognitive, and social changes throughout the lifetime. Focus on nature versus nurture, continuity versus stages, and stability versus change. All right, and I'm not going to go over too much detail. Physical change, obviously conception is the fertilization of the egg. And so on and so forth with the chromosomal breakdown of the genders. Genotype, phenotype are terms that relate to genetic makeup and how genotypes are expressed. Some book pictures on the fertilization of an egg, the sperm and the egg. Okay, ZEF, Z-E-F, real quick acronym to remember: zygote, embryo, and fetus, ZEF. Basically, again, the breakdown of those early developmental parts. So the zygote is the fertilized egg up until 2 weeks. The embryo, 2 weeks to about 2 months, and the fetus, the second month till birth. Here's a chart for you of the normal prenatal development of the unborn child and some cool pictures. Check them out. All right, some imaging techniques, very cool stuff here. We used to have 2D ultrasounds, then 3D, and now we have 4D. They're really in depth. This is kind of a strange looking, kind of a clown looking picture here. I don't know, it's weird looking. But anyhow, moving on. Oh, there's a 4D. That looks like an actual baby there. Tell me it doesn't. Okay, now teratogens are agents that reach the developing embryo or fetus during prenatal time. They can affect the development of a child big time. Alcohol, drugs, hormones, chemicals, they can negatively impact the developing fetus or embryo. True story, when I was bartending back in the day in college, a woman came in. She was obviously pregnant, and she had already been drinking, and she wanted a cocktail, and I wouldn't serve her because of the effect of the unborn child, which it wasn't mean to her, but I just didn't want to do that. And so she wanted service still, and so the manager actually served the women, but it was kind of on my conscience, knowing about the development of children and psychology and teratogens, how it could affect the unborn child. One of those effects of alcohol is fetal alcohol syndrome, which has some cognitive and physical implications. Hilarious video. Check it out if you get a chance. All right, so reflexes, Moro, Palmer, and rooting. All right, these are reflexes that are involuntary responses to stimuli that are checked in a developing child to make sure they have that. And you could probably understand what they mean. The Moro is for balance. The Palmer for hand grasp, going back from an evolutionary perspective. Just like monkeys grab onto their mom to hold on, humans used to do that too. And the rooting, turning the cheek towards the nipple, is for feeding purposes. So it all makes perfect sense. Here's a little videos. Oh, this one got taken out. I'll try and fix it up later. All right, again, infancy, childhood, maturation, biological growth process that enables orderly change. It was built into you. It's biological. You can't speed it up in most cases. It's part of you. All right, most of our memories are gone until we reach about 3 years old. This is my man, Beavis. Or is that Butthead? I'm not really sure. Motor development, how we move, roll, crawl, walk, etc. Proximal distal principle is the outward direction of motor development. So it starts at the torso, the inner part of us, gaining control. Your back, that's why babies are kind of, they flop around. All right, their heads in the arms flop, but they gain proximal distal control from their middle torso out. That's why they sit before they stand. The cephalocaudal principle is the head to foot development. They gain control over their head before their feet. Okay, makes sense? Cool. All right. Again, more developmental norms. You can check it out. The average age children display various abilities. Blue Ragoon. Funny Bill Cosby video. All right, our first theorist is a cognitive theorist, Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget is an interesting dude. He focused on the development cognitively of children. And his well-known psychological study is Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Before we get into that, we talk about schema, assimilation, accommodation. Schema is that mental framework that organizes all the information you come in. We like to put it in categories. Okay? That's our schema. That's our concept. We have prototypes of those concepts. Assimilation is interpreting new experiences into categories you already have. All right, you got size and flying. Oh, it's a bird. It goes in my bird category. It's a penguin. It's a finch. It's an eagle. It's a parrot. It's a hawk. We assimilate those into our existing schema. Accommodation is when we have to either change or add a category to understand new information. True story. Building our new house in Vegas a while back. I was driving to it, and I know a lot about the military. Okay, driving out towards my new house in Las Vegas. Area 51 is about 90 miles northwest of where I lived. I saw unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and I struggled with my schema. I couldn't put what I saw into any existing category I had, so I had to modify, alter, and add a new category to understand that unidentified flying information that didn't fit into my categories. And it wasn't uncommon in Las Vegas to see UFOs. I'm not saying they're aliens, anything like that, but unexplained aerial phenomenon. UAPs are often called too. So that's my example of how my assimilation, I had to accommodate new information to fit into my categories. All right, little Khan Academy, good video on assimilation and accommodation. Remember, assimilation, you add to an existing category, new information fits into those files. Accommodation, you change a category or you add a category to fit the new information. A little graphic here for a filing cabinet comparing accommodation and assimilation. All right, and I'm going to stop right there because we'll start part 2 with Piaget's stages, and I'll go over these a little more in depth. Until next time, Mr. Gallagher, I'm out. Part 1, it's a wrap.